Okay, right, here we are at week blur of lockdown, and the sun's out today, so it's a little bit better. I've had a fairly crappy week. The electric oven packed up, but AO.com delivered one this morning at 8 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock I had it in and running. So there's a bonus. Well, that's really interesting, John, isn't it? Get on with it. Right. We will start off with a song of the sea. Not a shanty, a song of the sea. Fine and frosty morning in December, when all of my money it was spent. Went to the Lord, I can't remember. So down to the shipping offs I went. Paddy lay back, taking your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso around the horn. That day there was a great demand for sailors, colonies for Frisco and for France. I signed upon the sailing ship, the Hotspur, and got completely pissed on my advance. Paddy lay back, take in your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso round the Horn. Spaniards and Dutchmen and Russians, Johnny Crapples just come over from France. None of them could speak a word of English, would answer to the name of month's advance. Paddy lay back, take in your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso round the Horn. Some of our fellas had been drinking, me myself was heavy on the booze. I sat upon me old sea chest a-thinking I'd drop into me bunk and have a snooze. Paddy lay back, take in your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso round the Horn. Brought all the tugs up alongside, towed us from the wharf and out to sea. Half the crew were puking o'er the ship's side, the other half were puking over me. Paddy lay back, take in your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso round the Horn. Paddy lay back, take in your slack. Take a turn around the caps and heave a pole. Out ship stations, boys, be handy. We're off to Valparaiso round the Horn. Right, Valparaiso in Chile. Went there a few years ago. Lovely place. First place after you'd gone round Cape Horn on the sort of gold rush there. First place we stopped at, Valparaiso, for a few young ladies and some beer.
Guitar's a touch strong, John, if you want to turn that down, touch strong.
Well, I was hitting it a bit hard, so I probably won't be hitting it as hard at this time, but right, what are we doing now? Oh, Tennyson. Alfred Lord. Sunset and evening star, one clear California put out to sea, when I put out to sea, when I put out to sea, may there be no moaning of the bar, when I put out to sea. Twilight and evening bell, after that the dark, may there be no sadness of farewell, when I embark, when I embark, when I embark, may there be no sadness of farewell, when I embark. Such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound or foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home, turns again home, turns again home, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. From out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far. I hope to see my pilot face to face, when I have crossed the bar, when I have crossed the bar, when I have crossed the bar. I hope to see my pilot face to face, when I have crossed the bar. There we are, nice little song about dying, basically, and going on the one-way trip over the sandbar. Okay, let's...
Very nice. Too many notes. That's what you say to me. Too many notes.
I've lost my piece of paper.
It's Mrs. Hawkins' little boy, it is.
Oh, yes, it is young Michael. It's young... Only has his guitar.
I've been called young Michael for a few weeks.
I will mute myself and I will leave you to it, Mike.
Thank you very much. This first song is called Now I'm Easy. It's the story of an Australian farmer who called cockies. It's an Eric Bogle song. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Droughts and fire and floods I've lived through plenty, but this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. I married a fine girl when I was 20. She died giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black gin. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. She left me with 2 sons and a daughter. on a bone-dry farm whose soil cried out for water. My care was rough and ready, but they grew up fine and steady. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. My daughter married young and went her own way. My sons lie buried by the Burma Railway. On this land I've made my own, I carried on alone. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. City folk these days despise a cocky. With subsidies and all, we've had it easy. There's no drought, no starving stock on a Seward suburban block. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty, but this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. Nearly over now I'm easy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Second song is the song I've done quite a few times. It's a lovely song called Song for Ireland. Walking all the day by tall towers where falcons build their nest. Silver winged they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breast. I saw black head against the sky, with twisted rocks that run to the sea. While living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, I asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. Saw one touch the bow, he played a reel that seemed so grand and gay. We stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam, we found Atlantic bass. While living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, I asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Talking all the day with old friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news and singing songs to pass the time away. We watched the Galway salmon run like silver darting, dancing in the sun, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no one had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Walking where the falcons fly, they twist and turn, all in your air blue sky, while living on your western shore. So summer sunsets, I asked for more, stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Stood by your Atlantic sea, and sang a song for Ireland. Thank you very much.
Lovely as always, Michael. Lovely
Thank you
as
very much.
always.
Thank you.
Right, where are we now?
No, not yet.
Oh, the other thing that's happened this week, we had a wasp's nest right outside the front door in the little sort of apex thing. So that was fun. It's always a bit stressful getting rid of a wasp nest. Well, that's very interesting, John. Get on with it.
Oh,
Right, I
we've
see
got
Alice and David are here.
Yeah. I've asked for the note from their ma'am.
Yeah, well, no, they time it well. They know I'm on first, so they come in halfway through whoever's on second.
I know. Sorry.
They're not as stupid as they look.
Oh, do they?
Thank you.
Oh.
Right, there's somebody who is as stupid as he looks. It's Chaz. You're muted, Chaz.
No, he isn't now.
Yeah, I'm saying I resemble that.
We've got we had somebody called Tink from Germany,
Yeah.
and Tink said that she was here at the invitation of Mel, and she stayed. He or she stayed for one song and then went. So maybe it was somewhere else they meant to be. Who knows? How
Nice song. Don't blame me.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, we've got my friend Nick now. Nick, have you got you've got a guitar?
Am I on?
That is without doubt, Nick, the worst haircut ever.
Oh,
Did you get one of your chimpanzees to do that?
He's after value for money, John.
I saw,
That'll last him 6 months. That.
yeah, I saw you today doing your little video thing.
oh, did you?
And how safe everybody's going to be.
Did you like the song?
And you've put a few pounds on as well, haven't you, in this lockdown?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are rude.
Well, people don't expect any less of me.
That's very true. I'd think you were
Right.
poorly if you weren't insulting.
Okay, I will shut up and I will let you get on with it, Nick.
Promises. This is Phil Oakes' song. I suppose you could see it as a sad song, or you could see it as an uplifting song. There's no place in this world I'll belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. Pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour out the lyric line when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't breathe the brandy air when I'm gone. Can't even worry about my cares when I'm gone. Won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. Can't even suffer from my pain when I'm gone. Won't know who to praise, who to blame when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. Mornings and evenings will be one when I'm gone. Can't sing louder than the guns when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. My days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone. The sands will have shifted from my sight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. Can't ask the how and when and why when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. You know I'll have to do it while I'm here. Thank you very much. You're very kind. I can see the rapturous applause, but I can't hear it. I'm going to go from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is a Dick Wrigley song inspired by a newspaper story some years ago. I have to caution that there are some slightly risque words at the end of this song, for which I do apologise, but they're all in the interests of accuracy in terms of the story. It's called The Rotherham Gardener. It's about a gardener who worked for the Parks Department in Rotherham who got the sack. Come gather around, you gentle folk, a tale I'll tell to you about the Rotherham gardener. My every word is true. He worked for the Parks Department in Rotherham's fair town, planting out the flower beds for which Yorkshire is renowned. Remember the Rotherham gardener, can we ever understand how he crouched beside the flower bed with his dibber in his hand? Remember the Rotherham gardener, a man with attitude, a host of golden daffodils spelling something rather rude. He worked for the Parks Department the best years of his life. He loved his hoe and secateurs even more than his wife. But then one day they laid him off, the gardener got the sack. Department of Human Resources said, piss off and don't come back. Remember the Rotherham gardener, can we ever understand how he crouched beside the flower beds with his dibber in his hand? Remember the Rotherham gardener, a man with attitude, a host of golden daffodils spelling something rather rude. He thought he'd work his notice out, planting the spring display. Sending a message to his boss seemed fitting in that way. He was no man of letters, vocabulary poor, but he knew what Anglo-Saxon had been invented for. Remember the Rotherham gardener, can we ever understand how he crouched beside the flower bed with his dibber in his hand? Remember the Rotherham gardener, a man with attitude, a host of golden daffodils spelling something rather rude. Now the gentle folk of Rotherham have one thing on their mind. How can they bring their children up genteel and refined, when all the council flower beds along the Queen's Highway spell expletives and obscenities in glorious display? Remember the Rotherham gardener, can we ever understand how he crouched beside the flower bed with his dibber in his hand? Remember the Rotherham gardener with vengeance in his heart, a host of golden daffodils spelling bollocks, shag and fart. Now the Rotherham and District Ladies Gardening Club met to discuss the crisis in a back room of the pub. A sweet demure old lady was overheard to say, "Hey, I didn't think much of bollocks, but shag took me breath away." Remember the Rotherham gardener, can we ever understand how he crouched beside the flower bed with his dibber in his hand? Remember the Rotherham gardener, a man with attitude, a host of golden daffodils spelling something rather rude. A host of golden daffodils spelling something rather rude.
Yeah.
Very kind, and I do apologise for the vulgarity.
The censors are coming in to mute you now, Nick. No.
I can take it.
But you're open on Monday. You're getting some money coming in, Nick, aren't you?
Yes, on a prayer. If I was religious, I would be on my knees praying for some.
Well, try it. It might help.
You mean cover my bets from all?
Yeah.
I'd have to cover all the gods, wouldn't I?
What's the name? Oh no, Hilda Ogden. Many years ago in Coronation Street, somebody said to her, "Do you go to church then, Hilda?" And she said, "Now and again, just in case."
Right.
One of those lines.
Very wise.
I'll zip myself.
Would you like to say a few words about Mr. Drakeford, Nick? How your appeal to the public has raised over $250,000, whereas the Welsh Government have given you 85 grand, I understand.
I can't say what I really believe, because even the mild words I've just used in that song pale into insignificance compared with what I'd like to say.
Oh, right.
I mean, North Wales' premier tourist attraction, you'd have thought it would have deserved a few bob, but...
Oh, I thought you were talking about personal funds from Mark Drakeford to Nick, for him to spend to get him over it.
Careful now. Of course, I should put on record how very grateful we are. The Welsh Government have been absolutely fantastic and marvellous, and we really love them very much. And, of course, the government in Westminster.
I'm going to mute him now. That's enough of that sort of thing. Stop. That's it. You're muted.
Right. Do we have T. Gwyn's videos?
We do. We've got a video, two videos from T. Gwyn, and I can give you them both now or one at a time as you wish. We'll do one of them and then we'll see how we go. It's a Welsh one first, and I'll put him on just at this moment. If you're seeing his face, you're very lucky. Here we go.
Last week there was an interest in my Max Wallace plaque. You'll notice it's been replaced by Rhyl, the Middle Amigos drawing of Mr. Rainbow. So Mr. Rainbow is now on the wall where the plaque was, and I've brought the plaque for you to have a close-up viewing of my Max Wallace relief plaque, Viennese base relief. How much am I bid? I can hear the millions rolling in already. Max Wallace. This week's Welsh offering is Cyfarchon im Gwraig, a celebration of his wife, by W.J. Jones. Mi gofiai'r dyddiau diddan, dy feddal gnawd fel sidan, dy serch yn pefro'r ddlygaid glas, a meddwl ias dy gusan. Dy wallt yn goron eiraid, ath wedd yn disglau'r ganiad, fy nghalon i nain llawenhau, am breichiau am yng nghyflaid. Troi dy dresyn arian, a ffylu'r glendid weithian, mae dal dy law yn dwyn yn ôl, wefreiddiol oriau eirian.
Oh,
The song
well,
dedicated to Gilbert Van Dyne, which was the real name of a guy called Cisco Houston, who was a friend of Woody Guthrie's. He travelled with Woody, he sang with Woody, and they fought the war together. They were in the Merchant Marine together. This is a song written by Tom Paxton. It's called Fare Thee Well, Cisco, Fare Thee Well. While walking through a railroad yard, one dark and stormy night, I saw a string of old box cars as they pulled out of sight. I heard a whistle blowing, ooh, as sad as anything. It made me think of Cisco and the songs he used to sing. Fare thee well.
we've stopped.
He walked down every highway in this great and mighty land. He sang the songs of what he saw. He sang for every man. And he had no truck with nonsense. He sang 'em straight and plain. Greatest music from the whistle of a train. Fare thee well, Cisco. Fare thee well. I dreamed that me and Cisco were standing in some town. The good clean air was in our lungs. The sun was shining down. He said, this land's got lots of room. It stretches far and wide. There's a lonesome freight at 6:08. Let's grab that train and ride. Fare thee well, Cisco, fare thee well. Just a while, gone for many's the mile. Fare thee well, Cisco, fare thee well. But he rambled around with Woody to see what he could see. And when the fascist tide was high, he rambled out to sea. And everywhere he rambled, made friends with many men. And Cisco's friends will tell you, you won't see his like again. Fare thee well, Cisco, fare thee well. Here for just a while, gone for many a mile. Fare thee well, Cisco, fare thee well. Fare thee well, Cisco, fare thee well.
Right, I don't know if you're aware, Alan, but we just got to the racy sort of bitumen bits in the first one, and the picture went off, and it was just getting a little bit ooh. So, but you're muted, Alan. We can't hear you.
I think I know what happened. I was trying to queue up the second one while the first one was running. Big mistake. What a mistake of the maker. I think the lesson for me, the lesson for everybody, I'm sure, is...
Well, next time we'll do them separately if it's easy for you, because I know the videos are a little bit of a pain.
And when they're running, it'll be paida touchab. I won't touch anything while it's running. And in any case, we may be blessed with T. Gwyn live, more live than he's ever been.
Yeah.
Now he's got an Ethernet cable. Yeah.
I'm going to say, last week when Leslie did the blog, she picked up on your brilliant continuity. Whereas you've screwed up this week.
I have.
Or at some point, because we've got the plaque back on the wall.
We have. Well, there you are. Yeah. I noticed it. It looks like a bag. It looks like a school bag when it's on the wall. But it's very beautiful. I'll offer £3.55 for it, Gwyn. There you are. That's a starter. I'm going to unmute Gaffer. It's a dangerous thing to do, but I'm going to do it. What the hell?
Right. Yes, you're unmuted there, Gaffer.
Righto.
Are you still living up the Orme?
I still am. And, I still
you're
haven't. Huh?
You're still practicing medicine, because I practiced dentistry for 35 years, and I realised after 35 years I was still crap, so I jacked it in. So I think it's possibly time you were jacking it in, isn't it, Gaff?
Well, I meant to mention this boil on my bum, by the way.
I can see it.
No, that's my face.
Oh, no. Easy mistake to make. Yes.
Right, I will mute myself.
Righto. There are going to be a few transport songs now. I haven't really ventured a great deal on public transport because I gather you've got to wear masks, and I'm not too sure of the legal situation there. But I did sort of feel it might depend on the mask you were wearing, and I'm not sure that I'd be permitted to get away with doing this, but off it comes. And I'll try a public transport song with no mask. Well, it's not that public, I suppose. It is a ship. It's a ship that sank in 1936, and this song's a tribute to her master, because he was one of the three great British mariners, Francis Drake, Horatio Nelson, and this chap had the splendid surname of Jackson, so they don't come much posher than that. And he actually sank more ships than Nelson and Drake put together, but they disqualified him because he was supposed to try and sink other people's ships. Anyway, this one, he came all the way over to Llandudno to sink in fine weather and a fully insured cargo. There was a boat, no more afloat, no more afloat, for she have sunk. No more afloat, for she went down off the west shore of old Llandudno town. The flying foam she carried coal, the locals wished it had been gold. Had it been gold as they'd have liked, they would have sent Lord Mostyn on his bike. Now Jackson was her captain bold, a part-time sailor, a full-time rogue, who went to sea when not a guesting with her majesty. The seven seas he sailed upon, and sank on almost every one. When Royston Jackson skippered ships, then Lloyds of London they had 40 fits. The seven seas Jackson did sail, yet never sank in any gale, nor after dark, nor far from land, and not without a lifeboat close at hand. For all the times his ships went down, no Matalo was ever drowned, nor any soul lost overboard, nor any cargo ever uninsured. With Captain Jackson in command, you couldn't sink in better hands. You couldn't sink with lesser risk, for Captain Jackson was a specialist. There was a boat no more afloat, no more afloat, for she has sunk, no more afloat, for she went down off the west shore of old Llandudno town. There we are. That's me sinking to a little bit of honest truth for a change. Now, smuggling songs, you'd expect, it's a sort of a nautical theme, the first bit tonight. This one is what they call a six-bitter, which is, any expert will tell you, is a four-bitter with a couple extra bits. And this is a smuggling song, and there aren't very many smuggling songs came out of Cornwall. And it's surprising because it was a big industry, and obviously it will be again with Brexit, which is, I think, why the Cornish voted for it. But there ain't very many smuggling songs, because if you used to stand up in a bar in Cornwall and sing, I am a jolly smuggler, someone hit you on the head with a cudgel, and the next morning they'd be hanging you. And that interrupted the oral tradition quite considerably. So here's one that managed to sneak through. I am a smuggler to my trade. I laugh at all embargo. The excise man should keep his hands off on his trader's cargo. And if the king's a fond of drink, I'd have the man take warning. Leave us alone, you ship of your own, to run it home in the morning. Now some to run Jamaica rum, and some to run tobacco, but we run fine French brandy wine, the far-famed cousin Jackie. The revenue likes brandy too, around the coves they're swarming, but they'll have to stake the going rate, their thirst to slake in the morning. We made our way to Atlantic Bay, the new moon scarcely glowing. The landing crew was ready too, and a hooded light were showing. My men of force of the king's own horse rode up without no warning, and gagged and bound they took us down to Bodmin town in the morning. I didn't mind, the judge was kind, so very kind and caring. Said he, young man, I have a plan, and his best black hat he's wearing. Says he, I'm told your cell is cold, you're in need of warming. So I'll wrap some hemp around your neck to keep you warm in the morning. Well, the next day dawned and I was gone across the country legging. The turnkeys all was rolling drunk. The gents had run a kegging. The poor old priest was on his knees. The hangman, he was swooning. And I, of course, was on me horse and across the moors in the morning. There you are, you see. You might have guessed there was a horse coming.
Lovely, lovely, Gaffer. Lovely stuff. Right. Okay, we'll move on. Let's look at my list. Just to refresh my list. Oh, plus we've got a lot of people tuned in. And I will... Mr. Durno, are you still not doing anything? Can you hear us, Jeff? Jeffrey, Mr. Durno? No.
He's alive because I saw him move.
Yeah,
then.
I saw him move.
Earth to Jeff Durno. Earth to Jeff Durno. No.
No.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, we can hear you. Yes. Speak.
Are you doing anything for us tonight, Jeff? Just nod your head or shake your head.
Yes.
You are. Lovely, lovely stuff.
We'll have to
Right.
hear him, though, somewhere along the way.
I will pop you... Right, okay. We have an amended list.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, you're popping him in?
yes,
Jeff Durno.
so,
Jeff Durno
next-
is a man that likes to be popped in, you know.
who else was there? Margaret Mead.
Oh, I've asked and she's declined.
Yeah. Ashley.
Oh, I'll unmute him. I'll unmute Ashley. He can speak for himself.
Yeah.
Oh, if I click the right... There he is.
Hi guys, still doing
Hi,
my
Gash.
homework. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Some Travis
Okay.
picking. It's taking longer than I thought, you know.
The old homework, yeah. You're a perfectionist, that's the problem. Should be like the rest of us.
No,
3 chords and get the words in front of you, that's it.
Okay, so next...
Mrs. Warburton has joined us, by the way.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Hello,
so,
Mrs. Warburton. Hello. The boss.
So next...
The boss of the house, obviously.
Yep.
She's
Carol.
knitting again. I think, isn't she? She's knitting.
Carol. Dare I say the chief dragon?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say that?
Right, the amended list. We have Davith, followed by with or without B, I'm not bothered.
She's there. She's there now.
We've got plenty of time. And then we will have John Warburton and Carol, if she would like. And then we have Mr. Durno, if he's awake, yes. Then Sheila, John Killian, and Alun.
Thank you very much. That's what I get on these cold
next.
calls. The phone goes and an Asian accent says, "Good morning. Am I talking to Alun?" and I usually answer, "It depends who you're asking." Yeah. And it, zip.
Right, David, you are unmuted.
Okie dokie.
Right, I was reading your Wikipedia entry this week, David. I understand that when you were young, you used to wrestle bears for money. Could you confirm this? You look the
I
sort
may
of...
have wrestled bear people, but not four-legged bears.
Oh, you sort of look the sort of roughy-tufty sort of fellow that could wrestle bears. Anyway.
No, I was the one who tried to avoid PT.
He's a lumberjack and he's all right. That's the
I'm
thing.
going to shut up.
Okay, well, we have something each for your delectation tonight. I will read a small part of a long poem that won the crown for Gerach Lloyd Owen back around 69 or 70. I can't remember quite which year it was. I will read it in Welsh so that you can hear the wonderful alliteration of the Canhanedd in it. And then I'll read it in English, and I'm not sure what you're going to think of that. The English version is by a chap who became a children's poet. His name is Marion McIntyre Hughes, known to most people as May Mac. So here goes. Here's the Welsh version. Will it, Llewellyn? Will it wide, peg will it hyn? Ein calon gan estron ŵr, ein coron gan goncwerwr. A gwerin o ffafr garwyr, llariaidd ei gwen, lleroedd gwir. Fe rawn wen i'r frenhiniaeth, nid gwerin, nad gwerin gaeth. Fyddwn deuog, ddiogel, a dedwydd iawn, doed a ddew. Heb wraidd na chydwynau bro, heb ofal, ond bihafio. Ni'n twyllur hyn hir gan au hanesion rhyw hen oesau. Y ni o gymedrol nwyd yw'r dynion a brydeiniwyd. Nid yw'r cleiar wlad garwyr eithafol, rhyngwladol wir. Fy ngwlad, cei fy nhledd yn rhydog dros den rhydedd. O gallwn golli y gwaed hwn wrth blegid di. Now, here's the English version. It's not quite literal, but it's got, you'll get the gist. Llewellyn, tears of blood you'd weep, if you should see this from your sleep. Our heart in a foreigner's hand, our ancient throne in a conqueror's land, a nation where the meek abound, where once were men who stood their ground. This was the year that Prince Charles was transvested, by the way. We smile beneath the royalty. Peasants are peasants, never free. We'll carry on our slavish way, content and happy, come what may. Lost of roots, nothing to save, without a care, but to behave. We shall not be deceived for long by fables and historic song, for we, who now just count to 10, are Wales's Rule Britannia men. We are the patriots who lack fire, the headstrong international choir. In honour of your name, my land, I'll ride with reddened sword in hand. And nothing more than this is true. How I could spill this blood for you.
I don't know if it was just a slip of the tongue there, David, or if you know things.
There was one, yes.
Or if you know things that we don't know, but you said Prince Charles was transvested.
Oh, that was deliberate.
So,
transvested,
yeah.
The Prince of Wales, yes.
The BBC have suppressed that news, by the way.
Yes.
And Rhyl Folk Club disassociates itself with the previous remarks. Thank you.
Shame on you, Alan.
The whistle that you can hear is actually David's biggest fan being ecstatic while he's reciting. It's the fan on his computer.
Wait a minute, no, she's preparing to read, actually.
His second biggest fan. What we need is an external microphone for you, David. That's what we need. Nothing expensive, just external. That's all.
That's right.
I'll zip up now. Zip.
Okay. Having a go?
Don't know. What's happening now?
Well, you're reading now.
Really?
Yes, introduce it.
Am I reading now?
You are, yes. introduce that. And,
Okay. It's a poem called Alphabet Soup, inspired by genome sequencing and the fact that DNA has only 4 bases, which can be given the letters A, T, C, G, only 4 letters, okay? In the beginning, what was the word? Just 4 letters, the primeval alphabets, combining and repeating in endless anagrams. Write first from left to right, then turn and spiral back to form the palindromes and acrostics that activate and captivate, galvanize and tantalize. A universal grammar, a unique dictionary from whose storehouse syllables are sifted and shifted into countless shapes. So many different sentences. The book of life open for us to read in all its complexity, complex simplicity. We, so sure and proud, might learn to read humility in its never-ending story. The dialects of mouse, monkey, midge, and man have paradigms so close that a single letter might elevate one and cast another down.
God, did you write that, B?
Yeah.
Right, that was excellent. And right, moving on, I spent...
We've got some talent on this. We've got some talent in this club, of that there's no doubt.
I spent an excellent night on Tuesday with John Warburton and his chums on the Dragon's Breath sort of video thing.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
It was absolutely top-notch. Lovely people and some absolutely spot-on performers. Really enjoyed that. So, do I take it that you're another Cornishman, John?
No, I'm not a Cornishman. It's just that I've got very large ties down there. Penzance area. St Ives, Carol's got, her sister lives in St Ives. Her half-sister lives in Camborne. I was mock mayor of Penzance back in 2012 as the incorrigible Captain Fantastic, the biggest liar what never sailed the 7 seas. That was during the Galawan Festival, which takes place every June. And we've just missed it because it didn't happen this year. Well, it happened online, and I approached complete with cutlass in hand, but was defeated by Doug Shuttleworth, who was someone else there.
Because the thing about the Cornish people is, as Gaffer will no doubt confirm, they're merely Welsh people who turned left at the River Severn.
Exactly.
Okay, can you settle it once and for all? What goes on first, the jam or the cream?
The jam goes on first. You can't put jam on cream. It
No,
falls
it's
off.
these Devon people say they put the cream on first.
They're English, see.
How can you put jam on top of cream?
Well, you can.
Bizarre. Right, I will leave you to it, John, and then I would love to hear from Carol as well after.
Okay, we'll do our best. So, those of you who've heard me playing before will know I'm quite a fan of a certain Mr. Donovan Leach. He brought me into folk music with Catch the Wind, and then I bought every album since then and learnt about 85% of his songs, and those I didn't learn I wasn't keen on. But this one's was a B-side. Hey, 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 why do you treat me like you do? Hey, 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 Why do you treat me like you do? I seen you going out, there was nothing I could say. I hung around your house till the very break of day, and you came a-laughing down the bright highway. Now why do you treat me like you do? You say that you're a young gal, I guess that's your big excuse. But sometimes I feel so low down, I wanna shout out, what's the use? I seen you going out, there was nothing I could say. I hung around your house till the very break of day, and you came a-laughing down the bright highway. Now why do you treat me like you do? Are you seeing my face, gal, with the tears all down my mouth? You came up, you held my hand, gal, you don't know what it's all about. I seen you going out, there's something wrong, nothing I could say. I hung around your house till the very break of day, and you came a-laughing down the bright highway. Now why do you treat me like you do? My mornings, they're all empty now. My evenings, they're just the same. But maybe I've been thinking wrong about you, gal, and you ain't really the one to blame. Keep on loving someone else, now don't you try to hide. You can take me for a fool if it keeps you satisfied, 'cause I ain't gonna be the one to ask the reason why do you treat me like you do. Thank you. This lady keeps disappearing.
Yes. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, right, there we go. David and the young lady with you, you're on your own now. Oh, he's back now. It's quite amazing, really. Right. Oh, wonderful.
It's like one of those continental clocks, you know, where the man comes out and then the woman comes out the other side. And, yeah, lovely.
Exactly, exactly. Right, I'm going to pull this microphone over so you can hear my good lady. You might be able to hear my wife as well, but you're muted, Alan.
This is one of my poems called The Avon Lady. Not just makeup and perfume. I used to be an Avon lady in the village where we lived. For 18 years I had that round. I was quite good at what I did. But I wasn't the best advert that Avon's ever had. I don't wear any makeup, and with most perfumes, I itch like mad. My round was very large, to walk it quite a hike. So I solved my delivery problems by putting a box on the back of my bike. This was a push bike, by the way. But I did all the things you'd expect an Avon lady to do. Although sometimes I was asked to do other things too. Like the time I found 2 large black bin bags standing in the hall of an elderly lady on whom I'd made a call. "It's jumble," the lady said. "Can you take it up to Joan?" Well, I hadn't the heart to tell her That was the opposite way from home. This same lady had for me another treat. "Oh, I am glad to see you," she said. "Can you bandage my sore feet?" But the strangest thing by far that I was asked to do involved me catching a billy goat, and me in my new coat too. The billy goat was seeking adventure. Across the road came he, completely ignoring old Ted chasing after him. He was just glad to be free. Back and forth across the road till he spied my coat of blue. So I grabbed his head, and old Ted said, "Hey, that's grand. I'll hold your bike for you." "Just take him round the back," said Ted. "And make sure you close that shed door. We don't want him escaping again. I can't chase him anymore." So the next time you see the Avon lady at your door or on the TV, I hope it makes you smile as you remember what happened to me. Thank you.
Great.
All of that is quite true. And the black bin bags were transported on a push bike.
Right, are we going back to you, John?
Oh, I suppose you can do if you like.
Oh, you're not getting away with one.
Oh, all right. Well, shall I do this Cornish? Well, it's not Cornish. It was written by a Devoner, as you know. But this is a song about the mines down in Cornwall. I pinched it off John, actually.
Your version's better than mine.
This is a version of Steve Knightley's Cousin Jack, in which I insert some history from the mining areas of Cornwall. Strange names like Wheel Jane, East Levant, all sorts of things. Givor, and what's the other one? Clodgy, innit? All these mines.
Could you swing your camera around an inch?
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're having a look at Carol instead of my good
Well,
self.
no, in that case, I think swing it back.
This land is barren and broken, scarred like the face of the moon. Our tongue is no longer spoken, the towns all around us face ruin. Will there be work in New Brunswick? Will I find gold in the cave? If I tunnel way down to Australia, or will I ever escape? Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm heading for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they lay under your skin. I'm leaving this country behind, I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack. Soil was too poor to make Eden, granite and sea left no choice. No visions of heaven sustained us when John Wesley gave us a voice. Did Joseph once come to St. Michael's Mount? 2,000 years pass in a dream, when you're working away in the darkness, deep in the heart of the sea. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm heading for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein, where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving this county behind and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack, to Canada, South Africa, Australia, South America. I'm leaving Campbell, Redruth, watching people. East Wheel Mine, where the wooden man engine broke from the rocking of the steam engine, dropped 45 men to their doom, and left another 40 down in the workings. Wheel Jane, where we dug 4 miles out under the Atlantic, and the roof of the mine collapsed and the sea roared in. 95 miners dead. And of course, the English owners ran off to London, leaving our families destitute. Then I dreamed of a bridge on the Tamar, and it opens us up to the east. I see the English, they're living in our houses. I see the Spanish fishing in our seas. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm heading for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein, where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving this country behind and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack. Follow me down, Cousin Jack. Follow me down. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's another one that I'm never going to do again, isn't it?
An impassioned performance there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, my version's a wee bit tame after that, isn't it?
Take some pills now, John. Calm down a bit.
I'll just have this wine. I'll be all right.
Good man.
Right. So I was noticed in the chat earlier that Eveline, is that how I pronounce it? Went to Rotherham when she first arrived in the UK. Can you? Oh, I've lost it. I've lost you on my screen now. Oh, you're there. Were you a gardener by any chance when you were there? You didn't plant daffodils in dodgy arrangements. No. Right.
Just like to tell Roland I'll do Hey Jeff at some other time.
Oh,
Send me a chat.
yeah. Let's get. Oh, can you unmute Rolly, Alan?
Do you think I should? I have.
Yes.
Well, I've asked him. I've asked him to unmute himself. He may choose to respond.
Yes.
That's fair enough.
How's that?
Oh,
Can you hear me, Alan?
he is.
There we are. Hi, Alan. Hi, everybody.
Right. Good to see
Hi,
you.
John.
Rolly. We can
Hi, and
actually,
you, John.
we can actually see you tonight, Rolly. You've normally been just sort of lurking in the shadows, but you've a little bit of nice side lit illumination tonight.
Well, it's natural light. I'll put the light on in a minute.
I'll do that one at some point.
Thanks, John. Yeah, it's my favourite one now.
Right, who else have we got? Oh, Glenys. Glenys, looking very glam still these days, Glenys. Are you still furloughed or are you back flogging houses? Oh, Alan?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, you're there. You're with us.
Furloughed until September.
Oh.
So I'm quite happy. So
Getting paid for doing bugger all.
Yeah, I'm not whinging. So tell me now, just before we go, Brian Bull, has he defected?
No, he's just lost interest, I think.
He said he and Carol were pretty depressed about being in the lockdown. They've both been at home for weeks and weeks and weeks. And he's feeling a bit low, so he's taking a bit of a break from us, that's all.
I suppose actually with Carol, they probably have to be very careful with the health, don't they?
Yeah. And I think it's been so many weeks. They haven't been out. They've apparently they've been going for a walk occasionally, but not been in company at all. No. So it's just got them down. Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? You're lucky if you don't get down in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. I've got somebody to prod me. If I show any signs of being down, I get a big prod with various instruments.
Well,
yeah,
COVID-19's a bit like a kidney stone. It'll pass, but it's a bit painful on the way, really.
Very true.
Can I ask where Jeff is? Jeff Blythen. He's not gone on to the dark side, has he?
No.
The dark side, no. He's having a break as well. He was doing a lot of work, which was getting on top of him with deadlines and things. God knows what a man of his age is working for a living for. I don't know. I was going to have a word with Glenys. Not that she's the same sort of age as Jeffrey, of course.
No, I probably am.
But it's time to retire. That's what it is. I did it 10 years ago, and apart from the occasional piano tuning job, I'm deliriously happy in retirement. Thank you very much.
Aren't we all?
I've been finished. I've been finished for 12 years now.
Pooh!
Absolutely bloody wonderful.
You must be a really old bloke.
Oh yeah, I am. But if I'd worked till I was 65, I'd have been a little wizened old git now.
You'd have been even older. Yeah. You'd have been miserable, John. Oh, sorry.
Instead of just the miserable git that I am. Right, Jeff Durno. Are you playing for us tonight, Jeffrey?
Certainly can do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get the guitar up.
Okay.
Yeah, which one is it tonight? Is it the? It's the black cardboard one.
It's the cheap one. I don't need.
Well, it's a nice sound. Mind you, anything you play sounds okay.
Oh, I don't know about that. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Am I coming through all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got your blue button on?
Yes.
While I'm there, Alan, you went off. So when you come back on, did you put your blue button back on? Because you always forget.
It stayed on. I went for a wee, so I took my video off because you wouldn't want to see that. And when I came back, lo and behold, my blue button was still blue. So I'm in the blues with everybody.
Right. Okay. We'll shut up and we'll let Jeff get on with it then.
I must admit this lockdown business has actually got to me, in that I work alone, we live on the place, we don't go anywhere, and all I've got to talk to in the day, because Jean's been going back to school, all I've got to talk to is about 50,000 plants outside, which don't talk back to you. Anyway, I was going through, cut a long story short, it started in John Warburton's night because Neil Mackay is part of John's night, and he used to run a folk night in Theatre Clwyd with a chap called Tony, somebody or other. And they had, the first time I ever saw, they had Harvey Andrews come to Theatre Clwyd. And Harvey Andrews sang two songs which stood out in my mind. One was First You Lose the Rhyming, which I think probably you all know, and the other one was this little number called Take a Little Time. It's very difficult because it starts just like when you lose the rhyming. It's very easy to get lost in the middle of it. If there's anybody with a song, teach us all to sing. If there's anybody with a song, it's a gift to bring. Songs are joys to treasure, each song a sweet new pleasure. If there's anybody with a song, teach us all to sing. And if there's anybody needs a friend, let me say hello. If there's anybody needs a friend, let me say I know. Song, friends are joys to treasure, each friend a sweet new pleasure. If there's anybody needs a friend, let me say hello. Love is all we hope for, peace and harmony. Every love a part of you and a part of me. If there's anybody with a dream, dream it every day. If there's anybody with a dream, don't let it slip away. Dreams are joys to treasure, each dream a sweet new pleasure. If there's anybody with a dream, dream it every day. And if there's anybody here in love, let it grow. Anybody here in love, never let it go. Love's a joy to treasure, each love a sweet new pleasure. If there's anybody here in love, give it time to grow. Love is all we hope for, peace and harmony. Every love a part of you and a part of me. So take a little time each day to remember when you didn't have a song to sing or a friend, but then one thing led to another and a dream became a lover. Yes, take a little time each day to remember when didn't have a friend to sing, a friend or sing, but then one thing led to another and a dream became a lover. Take a little time each day to remember when. Take a little time each day to remember when. Thank you very much, you're very kind. I actually only picked that up this afternoon, so it's a bit of a miracle I managed to get through all that, isn't it? Do you want me to do another one? Somebody's nodding. Alan's nodding. Alan is nodding. Okay, alright. I haven't done this for a similar long time. I think you'll recognise this. We'll catch a boat to England, babe, maybe to Spain. Wherever I have been, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have been, the blues, well, they're all the same. Well, send out for whiskey, honey, send out for gin. Me and room service, babe, me and room service, child. Me and room service, well, we'll live in oh, the life of sin. When I ain't sleeping, babe, well, you're on my mind. And when I ain't sleeping, honey, when I ain't sleeping, child, when I ain't sleeping, well, you know that you'll find me crying. So try another city, honey, well, try another town. Wherever I have been, wherever I've thrown them dice, wherever I have been, the blues, well, they run the game. Well, try another city, honey, well, try another town. Wherever I have been, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have been, the blues, they run the game. Catch a boat to England, babe, maybe to Spain. Wherever I have been, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have been, the blues, they're all the same. There you go.
Lovely. I don't know what it is about Jeff's guitar playing, but it makes me feel terribly clumsy. You know, it's very precise, Jeff, and it's like your guitar playing is the musical equivalent of a beta blocker, I think. It's just instant relaxation. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I could listen to
Thank you
Jeff.
for that, because actually I crushed 2 fingers last week. And
Well, crush the other 2. It might help more.
they're more or less back together again, but there were twice or 3 times during that when I went, oh, you know, I didn't actually go, oh, but I nearly went, oh, and the guitar
we must suffer for our art, Jeff. That's the thing.
Well, at least you played tonight, Jeff.
Yeah.
We missed
Oh, the
you
arthritis was
Tuesday.
really, yeah, on Tuesday I couldn't do it. The arthritis was really bad in the thumbs.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I can see your lips are moving, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. He's gone.
what I was saying is, it was great to hear you this evening.
Lovely.
Thank you for that.
Always good. Right. We've not talked to Stuart and Edna tonight, have we?
No, they're very shy. I mean, Edna
Yeah.
needs bringing out of herself.
Yeah, they're shy and retiring.
Just trying to find them. There they are, asked to unmute. Edna's such a shy girl from the pool, you know. We meet under a statue exceedingly bare.
Yes, indeed.
If you want a cathedral, we've
He's
got
on the
to stay.
Jamesons tonight.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Oh.
He's quiet.
Is that a litre?
Yes.
It looks like a litre with a lot of it gone.
Yeah, it's the black barrel. It's the real deal. Excellent stuff. And
You're welcome to all come round and share it. Get off.
He's using it as a mixer, is he?
John's put his details of Dragon's Breath on the chat there.
Oh.
And I think it's still on, if you scroll down on our Facebook page, he sent me the link last week, so it's somewhere on there as well. But
on the friends group,
going and listening to all the people on there.
Yeah.
And while we've got Edna here, Mel was there on Tuesday, and he'd got some quite surprising information about Yul Brynner, because I never knew that Yul Brynner was a Liverpool supporter. And then listening to Carol and the Avon lady, something else that he mentioned was that Yul Brynner apparently never wore aftershave because he was allergic to it. In fact, Yul never
walked alone.
Right, moving on. Quick, I'll get off.
Terrible.
Oh, people are throwing things at me.
Absolutely.
Right, Sheila's up there. Sheila's up front, and we're all ready to listen to Sheila.
Right now?
Yep.
Yeah, just a couple of light-hearted poems. And this one's by Pam Ayres. Oh, I wish I'd looked after me teeth and spotted the dangers beneath. All the toffees I chewed and the sweet sticky food. Oh, I wish I'd looked after me teeth. I wish I'd been much more willing when I had more tooth there than filling to give up gobstoppers from respect to my choppers and to buy something else with me shilling. When I think of the lollies I licked and the licorice all sorts I picked, sherbet dabs big and little, all that hard peanut brittle, my conscience gets horribly pricked. My mother, she told me no end, if you got a tooth, you got a friend. I was young then and careless. My toothbrush was hairless. I never had much time to spend. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste all right. I flushed it about late at night. But up and down brushing and poking and fussing didn't seem worthwhile the time I could bite. If I'd known I was paving the way to cavities, gaps and decay, the murder of fillings, injections and drillings, I'd have thrown all my sherbet away. So I lie in this old dentist chair and I gaze up his nose in despair. And his drill, it do whine in these moaners of mine. To amalgam, he'll say, for in there. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth as they foamed in the waters beneath. But now comes the reckoning. It's me they are beckoning. Oh, I wish I'd looked after me teeth. Thank you. And then I have another little light-hearted one. And this is the flatulence tax. And it's by John O'Neill. A flatulence tax on cattle and sheep. Another rip-off to make us all weep. Preserving the ozone at any expense. It's all propaganda that doesn't make sense. Abandon the flock, abolish the herd. When it comes to survival, then nothing's absurd. But what will we eat for daily protein? The answer is simple, the mighty baked bean. So plough in the forage and pastures too. Put paid to the curse of the cattle poo. Then plant all the land with navy beans, belching out gases from smoky machines. The resulting erosion will wipe any smiles, make the greenies appear their suffering piles. With options so few when it comes to a meal, and the after effects still part of the deal. With the whole population gobbling baked beans, the potential was there for some horrid scenes. The worst of our fears were about to come true. The follies were gobbling their baked beans too, and adding more fuel to their natural reserve. The electorate was poised to get its deserve. Their innards vibrated, their faces contorted. The speaker collapsed and debate was aborted. Then rising as one, from babes to old granny, with timing so perfect, was almost uncanny. The whole population let off a great fart, and with a bloody big bang, blew the ozone apart. Thank you.
Lovely, Sheila. If people had looked after the teeth, I wouldn't have two Loudon guitars. Right, I'm waiting very patiently, and now we're all warmed up and ready for him, is fellow Lancastrian, Mr. John Killian.
Oh, yes.
Oh, somebody who can talk proper.
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, I was going to do Sam Small first, but I'm not, because we've had 2 poems, so I'll do a song first. And this song came into my mind when I was coming back on the train from Chester on Monday, about 7 o'clock. I'd gone to Chester at about just before 12 o'clock and had been drinking in every pub I could find. And this song came to my mind amongst a few others. So I thought I would regale you with it. It's got the tune of it actually is a bit of a dirge, but and there's lies in it as well. There's some truth. William of Orange did drop the tax on beer, and there was Cape wine was increased its price, so beer wasn't. But I don't think people drinking rum lost their hair or suffered from attacks of maggots. But that's in the song as well. So here it is. I Like to Drop a Good Beer, it's called. Come one and all, both great and small, with voices loud and clear, and let us sing God bless Billy the King, who baited the tax upon beer. For I like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer, and damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. Let ministers shape the duty on Cape and cause port wine to be dear, so that they keep the bread and meat cheap and give us a drop of good beer. For I like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. In the drinking of rum, the maggots will come, and soon bald pates will appear. I never goes out, but I carries about me little pint noggin of beer. For I like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. In harvest field there's nothing can yield the labouring man such good cheer, to reap and to sow and to make barley grow and to give them a skinful of beer. For I like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. The farmer's board will plenty afford, let it come from far or near. And at harvest home the jug will phone if he gives his men plenty of beer. For I like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. Oh, long may Queen Victoria reign and be to her subjects dear. And wherever we go, she'll wallop the foe if you give us a skinful of beer. For we like to drop a good beer, I do, I like to drop a good beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer is beer. And damn his eyes, whoever tries to rob a poor man of his beer. I'm singing that and drinking cider, which is really not appropriate, is it? But there we are. So, shall I give you Sam Small now? Yes. And maybe a song in the second half, if that's allowed. The next one I'm going to do, the Sam Small one, is historically the way it's done. And this one we're back to Stanley Holloway having written one. It's 1931. And it's about Sam being in the army, obviously. Yeah, the thing you need to know is CB is confined to barracks. CB, confined to barracks. And it's called One Each Apiece All Round. Number 2468, Private Samuel Small, were up before his captain to explain away a brawl. The captain said, "Now state your case, but please be short and brief. Tell everything that happened to the best of your belief." "Well now," said Sam, "it were like this here. Me and some other chaps had a little celebration, a drink or two perhaps. It happened to be my birthday, and on counting out I found that I'd got enough out of my pay to have one apiece all round. We drank 'em up the wheel taps, and then the same again. Here's an anthem to His Majesty. We sang Long May It Reign. With chorus after chorus, we made the walls resound. And then to keep things going, we had one each apiece all round. It were nearly time for lights out. It were getting rather late. We had no money left for drinks, so we put 'em on the slate. Suddenly, out went the lights, without the slightest warning. We all trooped out, but not without a bottle for the morning. Across the barrack square we went, as bold as any gentry. It was a lark when in the dark we come across a sentry. Halt! Who goes there? The sentry cried. We firmly stood our ground. It's only Sam, I cried, and we've had one each apiece all round. We've been drinking. We got into the barracks room and started to undress. Just then the sergeant come along straight from the sergeant's mess. We shut the door, sat on the floor. We never made a sound. And to finish off my birthday, we had one each apiece all round. Well, Private Small, said Captain, I shall have to punish thee. And for this grave misdemeanour, you'll get 10 days CB. 10 days CB, said Samuel. That's heavy, I'll be bound, said Captain. Split amongst your pals. It's just one each apiece all round.
Lovely.
Right, thank you, John. Thank you, John. Right, last one of the first time rounders. God, we're getting late tonight. Is Alan.
I've just noticed, I think Natasha's joining us at the moment, somewhere there.
Yes.
You can see her face, all the way from Moscow. Moscow? Yes, they're lovely. Hello. We'll have a chat in a moment, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Natasha wants to. I think she said she might do us.
I'll unmute her, John.
A Russian verse.
Hello, everybody. Am I muted?
Are you going to do us a Russian verse tonight, Natalia?
I wanted to do it, but I really feel like I'm almost sleeping, so I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
That's fine. We will save it for another day.
Just keep coming back to us. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
If Alan does a couple now, and then we're going to be a bit tight, so we will skip me and go to Mike, and then after Mike, while Mike's on, if you could sort of get the video for Gumbumma Concertina ready, Alan.
Well, we can skip that this week. If there are a lot of singers in, we can always put the archive stuff out at any time, you know.
Okay, yeah, we'll skip the Gumbum then. Popular as it is, but we'll make the buggers come back, won't we?
Well, of course, and I'll pay the penalty, no doubt.
Right. So.
Anyway, it was going to be Greenback Dollar, one of my favourites. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, come on then. Get on with it.
Mrs. Warburton's little boy mentioned Donovan Leitch, who, if you didn't know, is actually Irish and he's living in Ireland. He's written some lovely songs, but he's such a miserable bugger when he's interviewed nowadays. It's sort of I should have been more famous, actually.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you.
You see him interviewed, it's a bit like Paul Simon. What have they got to be miserable about? You know, they've had a life making music for a living.
No idea.
Although my dad gave me a couple of pieces of advice where music's concerned. One was, music makes a wonderful mistress, but a damn awful wife. And the second piece of advice he gave me, Auntie Anne will know this one, is always charge guineas, because your mother needs the shillings. And I think that's too near the truth, actually. So, John Warburton mentioned Donovan, and I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do it now. It's a Donovan song from an album, an LP, no less, around 1970, called HMS Donovan.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
And it doesn't get a lot of airing, and I like the song. It's called Islay. Well, Isla, the Scottish people call it Isla, but Islay is spelt so he says Islay. And it goes like this. How high the gulls fly o'er Ireland, how sad the farm lad deep in plain, felt like a grain on your land. How well the sheep's bell music makes, roving the cliffs when fancy takes, felt like a grain on your sand, felt like a seed on your land. How blessed the forest with bird song, how neat the cut
Still half singers and
played so long,
which means it's just the
felt like a tide left me here.
you want to sing for you, you turn it up.
How high the gulls fly o'er Ireland, how sad the farm lad deep in play, felt like a grain on your sand, felt like a seed on your land, felt like a tide left me here.
Fabulous, Alan.
You're very kind, you're very kind, you're very kind.
Oh, better than his version of it.
Well, I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was when he was going through his, he went off to India with the Beatles, didn't he? And
Yeah. But he's actually Scottish. He's from Glasgow. He's not from Ireland.
No.
Yes, he is. He was born in
Well,
Glasgow.
well, I'm shocked.
Moved down to Hemel Hempstead way.
Ah. Well, I'm very sorry there wasn't a chorus in that one. There is a chorus in this one, and it doesn't require an introduction.
Go on.
No introduction whatsoever required with this one. Do sing along. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking up the papers with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely at his side. Yesterday's papers telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me you're lonely? Say for you that the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair, her clothes in rags. She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in two carrier bags. So how can you tell me you're lonely? Say for you that the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. And each tea lasts an hour, then he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the Seaman's Mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero and a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. And how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind.
Very nice, Silent. Very nice.
You're very kind.
Very nice
You're
indeed.
very kind.
Right, we move into part two. Oh, no, it's 10 o'clock and we just only just got round. Right, we'll probably run on a little bit late tonight. We'll have sort of mainly singers, if that's okay. So the plan is you can live without me. We'll have Mike, Nick, Gwyn, Gaffer, John W, Mr. Durno, Mr. Killian, and Alun to finish. Okay, so Mike, I can't see, I've lost you on my screen. There we are, Mike. There we are. If Alun could unmute you, or can you unmute yourself? No. You're unmuted. You're good to go.
Yeah. This song is called well, it's got various titles. I Wish I Was in Belfast Town, or You Rambling Boys of Pleasure. It's a lovely song. You rambling boys of pleasure, come listen to these lines I write. I own I am a rover, and rambling is my great delight. I put my mind to a handsome girl, and oftentimes she does me slight. My mind is never easy, except when my true love is in my sight. Down by yon flowery gardens, where my true love and I did meet, I took her in my arms, and unto her gave kisses sweet. She bade me take love easy, as the leaves fall from the tree. But I was young and foolish then, with my true love did not agree. The next time that I saw my love, I thought her heart was surely mine. But as the season changes, my darling girl had changed her mind. Gold is the root of evil, although it has a glistening hue. It's caused many's the lad and the lass to part, although their hearts like mine be true. I wish I was in Belfast town, and my true love along with me, with money in my pocket to keep me in good company. Oh, liquor there'd be plenty, a flowing bowl on every side. Bad fortune would never daunt me, for I am young and the world is wide. Bad fortune would never daunt me, for I am young and the world is wide.
Oh, yes. Yes. Right, who do we have? Oh, we have my little chum up on Old Highway. Nicholas? Wake up. Wake up, Nick.
Yeah.
You're on.
Is everybody come?
Thing with Mike's voice is it sounds like the first time I've heard the song. You know, it's freshness that he puts into. I'm in a creepy mood tonight.
I was going to say.
Not quite pervy. But if you're expecting compliments, Nick, you'll be sorely disappointed.
I know. I haven't come here tonight for compliments. That's a fact.
No, that was lovely. Yeah.
All right. I think I've crashed Rhyl Poetry Club, actually. Anyway, I thought I'd do a monologue. Roger's out there in the audience. I don't know if he's nodded off. No, he's waving. There you go.
He's still alive.
And about 1982, or around then, Roger introduced me to the delights of Ivor Biggin. Robert Doc Cox is his polite stage name, but Ivor Biggin is his rude stage name. Anyway, he wrote this wonderful monologue called The Sharabang Trip, and I try to do it once a year to exercise my grey matter. I have done it in the club live earlier this year, but I've never done it out into the ether, so here we go. It's called Sharabang Trip by Ivor Biggin. On the map of North Notts you'll find Worksop, where I lived when I was a lad. In a house with me mam, 2 sisters and gran, me brother, a budgie and dad. At the end of the street was a boozer, black as stout, uninviting and glum. A den of depravity, stank like a lavatory, where me dad used to hide from me mum. At the end of the bar in a bottle, every week $50 he'd slip, for the annual treat when kids in street went to coast on Sharabang Trip. We'd set off in morning from Worksop, en route to Sutton-on-Sea, with the holiday club, them just paid up their sub, half the street, me brother and me. There was old Mrs. Bruff from the tripe shop, big soft Doris and her 2 little lasses, and her sister Ellen with a bust like 2 melons and a face like an arsehole with glasses. There was Perfume Gordon, the hairdresser, and nobody did make it clear why a rude boy called Taylor cried out, "Hello, sailor," and something about ginger beer. There was Desperate Derek, his brother, Big Eric. There was Masher and Basher and Butch. There was Lil, who was willing for only a shilling, which was still about 10p too much. There was Mavis, who wouldn't because her mum said she shouldn't. There was Neville, who wished that he could. And then there was Heather, who said that she'd never, but looked like she probably would. My dad took a crate of ale with him, intending to travel in style. Sharabang did 25 miles to the gallon. My dad did half pint to the mile. The rain was chucking it down from Worksop. Through North Notts it did not desist. There were cows with bronchitis and wet sheep to invite us when Lincolnshire loomed up through mist. The rain eased off soon to a medium monsoon, and the day didn't look such a blacken, when the driver, called Reg, pulled up by a hedge and we all made a dash for the bracken. Dad rushed to a tree. He said, "Excuse me," and right there 1 penny he spent it. He said, "Isn't it queer, one thing about beer, you don't really buy it, you rent it." Now this idyllic scene, midst the nettles and steam, was soon torn by my brother's plaintive cry. Poor little nipper caught his dong in his zipper, he was dancing with tears in his eyes. Then it were back on the bus off to Sutton. We got there, the weather was grand. We gazed at the sea, cold, the colour of tea, and smelt candy floss, dodgems and sand. There were shops full of rock, hats with rude slogans. There was music and cries of hilarity. There were games on the sand and jellied eel stands, and souvenir shops packed with vulgarity. My brother ran down to the ocean, his intention the water to reach. For his foot he'd just thrust in something disgusting a donkey had left on the beach. Now the sea was as cold as a polar bear's dick. We watched Punch kill the crocodile dead. Then after throwing some sand at Salvation Army Band, we went off to the fun fair instead. There was a ride called the Comet, made you scream, faint and vomit, and half dead you hung upside down. And the last bit, the spinner, brought up rest of your dinner, not bad for just £0.50. There were postcards of fat women, Scotsmen and nudists, honeymooners and dirty weekenders, and in a machine what the butler had seen dimly flickered about in suspenders. We ate cockles and whelks and big winkles, soggy chips and toffee apples like glue, and the hot dogs were Funyuns, like somewhat rude wrapped in onions, but we ate 'em, and peas pudding too. Then we went on the dodgems and the waltzer, the big dipper that rises and falls. It were on this machine that my brother turned green, and his eyes stuck out like bulldog's balls. Poor little chap, he was sick in his cap. It were his best and he started to cry, so, not wishing to spoil it, we swilled it in toilet and he wore it until it was dry. Then the driver found us. He said, back on the bus. Through the dark we went back the whole way. Candy floss in our hair. We didn't care. We'd had such a wonderful day. Then with charabanc firing on several cylinders, it were back off to workshop and home, rattling down the highways, singing songs of Max Bygraves, accompanied on paper and comb. In the dim orange glow of the coach light so low, courting couples were billing and cooing, hoping perhaps that the coats in their laps would conceal the rude things they were doing. We pulled up in our street about 11:30. There was Mum, there was Granny and all. They gazed in admiration at the plastic Alsatian and one from on coconut stall. I ate up my sandwich, I drank up my cocoa, soon up in bed I was curled. I was dreaming a dream, I was leading the team on first charabanc trip around the world. Those things that I did when I was a kid, although they were simple and small. Now I've grown up, I find, I look back in my mind, and I'm sure they were best times of all. For I've been to Mallorca, why, that's a corker. I've been to Pompeii and Ercole-Ulenium, the French Riviera, where the ladies are barer. I've even paddled in Mediterranean. I've drunk various vinos in Torremolinos. But of all these, I can tell you for free, there's none can compete with that charabanc treat, with me brother to Sutton-on-Sea. Thank you. Thank you very
It
much.
always amazes me how a man of your limited mental capacity can remember all that lot.
I noticed John Killian recording every word mentally. He'll be doing that one. He'll be doing that one. You watch him. It might be a bit slower than that, but he'll be doing it. Oh, that's grand.
Right, Gwyn.
Why?
Pick up your instrument, lad, and get close to that microphone. And tell us what you're doing.
Right, close to the microphone. Yeah, there we go. This is my my creep to Andrew MC again. I'm always playing stuff that he likes. This is a Butch Hancock song, made famous by Emmylou Harris. Joe Ely is also recorded. It's If You Were a Bluebird. If you were a bluebird, you'd be a sad one. I'll give you a true word, but you've already had one. You were a bluebird, you'd be crying, you'd be flying home. If you were a hotel, you'd be a grand one. You had a slow spell. Do you think you could stand one? If you were a hotel, I'd lean on your doorbell. I'd call you my home. If you were a raindrop, you'd shine like a diamond. If you were a train stop, the conductor would sing low. If you were a raindrop, you'd be falling, I'd be calling you home. If you were a highway, I'd stretch alongside you, help you pass byways that have already found you. If you were a highway, I'd be stretching, I'd be fetching you home. If you were a bluebird, you'd be a sad one. You had a true word, but you've already had one. you were a bluebird, you'd be crying, be flying home. You'd be flying home. Sorry, yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah.
So, lost me I was just listening there, and I got
Yeah,
lost
well,
my
here we go.
concentration.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
unmute.
it's worth keeping an ear open for the missed chords.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sitting here in. Yeah, I can't move, so I've got my incontinence pants on again, and it's okay while it's warm, but it's just starting getting a bit cold now, getting a bit uncomfortable. But anyway, Doug Springer seems to have buggered off, so well, I've got Gaffer. So what have you got for us, Gaffer?
Well, I thought I'd try a bit of Chiropody for a change. My favourite wedding song. I'm taking my life in my hands, or at least in my wrists, actually wearing an Apple Watch, because it's very prone, if you say, will you go, lassie, go, to say, and where would you like to go? And it's been interrupting conversations all day on the telephone. So I think perhaps I might divest myself. It'd still be listening.
It's a great idea for Billy No Mates to have one of those watches, Gaffer. That's
Absolutely. Goodness gracious me. Although I do find a mirror is almost as satisfying. But, no marriage, I know, is a noble estate. The duties are many, the burdens are great. But nowhere at all in the vows does it state that a husband must cut his wife's toenails. I promise to share everything that I own, me passion preserve for your person alone. In the matter of toenails, it's each to his own, 'cause I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenails. I'd climb any mountain for your love so pure. I'd swim any ocean, all hardship endure. But I never would stoop to commit pedicure, as the Greeks like to call cutting toenails. I promise to share everything that I own, my passion preserve for your person alone. But in the matter of toenails, it's each to his own, and I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenails. I promise to love you till death us do part, cry tears by the bucket each hour we're apart. Love your every fibre with all of me heart, apart from the ones in your toenails. I promise to share everything that I own, my passion preserve for your person alone. In the matter of toenails, it's each to his own, 'cause I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenail. I'll offer you comfort whenever you cries. I promise to wipe every tear from your eyes. Wipe your nose or your bum should occasion arise, but I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenails. I promise to share everything that I own, my passion preserve for your person alone. In the matter of toenails, it's each to his own. I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenails. I promise to try to get on with your folks, put up with your father and laugh at his jokes. I might even agree not to cut your mum's throat, though I'd sooner cut that than your toenails. I promise to share everything that I own, my passion preserve for your person alone. But in the matter of toenails, it's each to his own. I'm damned if I'm cutting your toenails. Thank you.
Better than chewing them off for her. Right, I forgot, Davith. Are you up for anything else, Davith? Are you okay? You okay? Right, in that case, it looks like it's John Warburton.
Good evening. Again. Can I say, what a pleasure it's been coming to this club. I don't know how long I've been coming now. It's only about 3 or 4 weeks, but it's great to be here. And when the people disappeared off, Mel, who's a good friend of mine, I must admit, I didn't know what to do. So I enjoyed it so much here. I've stayed here.
Good man, good man, good man.
I'll continue to do so.
Well, this is Rhyl Folk Club, you see. This is Rhyl Folk Club.
And when we get back into reality, I shall be coming down on a Friday to see you all. This one's called Dragons. It will be when my guitar's in tune. I've sang songs about my my beloved Kernow. So this was written when I moved here and was wandering through the fields and things. It's also known as the Mushroom Song, but that's another story. There are dragons in the hedgerows, ballerinas in the trees, and the clouds are stately galleons floating on the breeze. All these things are yours to see, no matter what your station. Open your eyes, free up your mind, use your imagination. There are fairies in the raindrops, you can see them there, caught within the moonlight, dancing in the air. All the myths and legends that were told by mortal man still exist. Look through the mists, find them once again. We're bound by facts and science to see only the mundane, but magic lies beneath all things and may yet rise again. The world of power and money is giving men such pain. If you talk of any other, they'll brand you as insane. But love's the thing that keeps us going, love's the thing that marks us out. Love's the thing that keeps me thinking, it's what this world should be about. For there are dragons in the hedgerows, ballerinas in the trees, and the clouds are stately galleons floating on the breeze. All these things are yours to see, no matter what your station. Open your eyes, free up your mind, use your imagination. Woo! Hi, thank you.
Right. Oh, again, I just get into listening and I forget to. I thought, bloody hell, it's me. I've got to introduce somebody else. Jeffrey Durno.
Yes, indeed. Oh, mute yourself, Warren.
Are you there, Jeffrey?
Yep, if you can hear me.
Right. Okay. Good. Guitar in hand?
No.
Sorry, I forgot to warn you.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I've put it aside.
Oh. Unaccomplished.
Unaccomplished. That is exactly what it might be. See what you think about this anyway. Get the key right first of all. Is it perfume? Is it tea? Whatever it is, it does nothing for me. Can I drink it? Or dab it on? Can I swap it for a coffee, or has all the water gone? It is hot, it is wet, it is eau de toilette. Is it Twinings, is it Tetley, let me see? I only want a cup of tea, not this stuff you've given me. If you think I'm going to drink it, go to help me someone. Call a doctor, call a nurse, call an ambulance, I'm poisoned and I think it's getting worse. I only wanted a cup of tea. Now I fear that my last mouthful will be the death of me. It is hot, it is wet, it is eau de toilette. Is it from the house of Lipton or Chanel? If you want to ruin your day, add the oil of Earl Grey. I'm reliably informed it's bergamot. Oh, what a mouthful. Is it perfume? Is it wee? Whatever it is, it doesn't taste like tea. Can I drink it? Or dab it on? Can I swap it for a coffee, or has all the water gone? It is hot, it is wet, it is eau de toilette. Is it Twinings, is it Tetley, let me see? If you want to ruin your day, add the oil of Earl Grey. For all I want is a proper cup of tea. There you go.
Yeah, Leslie drinks that crap as well. It's awful.
I adore it. I adore it. It is the most refreshing cup of tea possible. I'm sorry, Jeff. That's how I am.
No,
yeah.
Just like it. In fact, I quite like it as well.
Ah!
You think red Bordeaux's okay, Alan? So you don't count.
I do. I love Bordeaux. Yeah, you've got to let it breathe for a couple of days. That's the thing.
Yeah, and then pour it down the bloody sink. Yeah. Right, Mr. Killian. And/or Karen, is Karen going to join you? We haven't heard Karen join you for a bit, have we? Karen, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, where are you, John?
Karen, she pronounces it, but no, she hasn't joined me for a bit. And although she did join in on half the choruses from the I Like to Drop a Good Beer. What I do say,
we heard her.
We heard her, yes, she was there.
Is that Karen as in Karen attention, John?
Well, it's Karen as her mother's a pretentious git.
Oh!
Basically. But anyway,
she speaks well of you.
She speaks well of nobody these days. Poor bugger's got. Anyway, there we are. She's in a care home, and she's in a very, very. She can't communicate with anyone really anymore, which is sad, because she was a very vital lady who did lots of things. Anyway, that's enough. I just want to say, Nick, Alan's right. But I wouldn't bother. I'm not going to try and do that. You delivered it as well as anybody could, as well as Stanley Holloway, who I reckon is the best deliverer of any monologues ever. And it's written as well as Marius Edgar, who I reckon is the doyen of writers of monologues. So, and in fact, I may well do a Marius Edgar one next week.
Thank you. Don't creep up to
class.
Nick. Please,
It's class.
Please don't creep up to him.
It's absolute class. No.
I'm going with you.
I'm going to do a bag of shite now that comes from it comes from Oldham actually, and apparently this is a true tale, although I can't believe it, but apparently it is a true tale from an Oldham rambling club, and they had all sorts of true tales of things that went wrong, and this is one of them. It's only a short song. 3 Pennine Rangers went up to Thut. Beans was on the Primus, all covered with soot. 1 Pennine Ranger went to close the door. The beans fell off the Primus and covered the floor. 3 Pennine Rangers were looking mighty sad. One said to t'others, "Hey, me lad, that's bad. There goes our supper, sustaining and supreme. For how can a ranger exist without his beans?" Then in the distance, coming pretty quick, another Pennine Ranger, and in his hand a stick. And in the other, what do you think was seen? You're right, first time, my lads, a dozen tins of beans. 4 Pennine Rangers sat down for a feed. Each the other's capacity was attempting to exceed. And when they'd finished, they couldn't get out at door. So they had to spend the night with the beans upon the floor. So, my gentle Rangers, my story has been told. And if you will take my advice, you'll eat your beans stone cold without a spoon.
Is that where Without a Spoon came from, do you
That's
think?
where it came from. It's that song.
Brilliant.
Okay, Alan, it's you to round off.
I've got
a few minutes.
A couple of thoughts is that when we're in the club, when we're all putting the gear away, when you're all putting the gear away and I'm chatting to people, everybody has a chance to chat. And I thought when we finish tonight, we'll stop the recording, but unmute everybody. And if anybody wants to stay on for 10 minutes and have a little chat with whoever's there, it might just be a way of just keeping the social contact going. Because you could have 2 people joining the club tonight and just not able to tap each other on the shoulder and say, how are you doing and how's things, you know? So just leave it open at the end of the session. Just an idea. It might go.
It could be absolute bedlam.
It could be. It will be bedlam, but it will not be recorded. So you can say what you like about us then. There's been some links tonight, and not the splash it all over links. Other men's cosmetic stuff is available. Here's a song from Cornwall. Here's a song from Cornwall. They're nearly Welsh. They're our cousins down there. And in fact, a couple of friends of mine are learning Cornish, and the similarities with Welsh, it's kind of, and Evelyn will bear this out, Cornish is halfway between Welsh and Breton. It's very similar to both.
Kenno bis bichen.
It's dyna ni. Well, dyna ni. Da iawn, diolch. Yeah, dyna ni. I'm not sure there's quite so much phlegm in Cornish as there is in Welsh. We like it that way, anyway. So here's a song. A song, I hope the balance is about right, and we'll soon find out, but I would like you to join in. I'll be watching your mouths in the Muppet boxes. It's called Sweet Nightingale, and for the chorus you need big breaths. Big breaths. Pretty maid, come along, I'll sing you a song. The notes of the nightingale flow. You will hear the fun tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pretty Nancy, don't fail, I'll carry your pail safe home to your cot as we go, tra-la-la. You will hear the fun tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pray let me alone, I have hands of my own, and with you, sir, I'll not go, tra-la-la, for to hear the fun tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below.
Come sit yourself down with me on the ground, on the banks where the primroses grow. You hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. So she sat herself down with him on the ground, on the banks where the primroses grow. Tra-la-la! And she heard the fond tale of his sweet nightingale as he sang in her valley below. As he sang in her valley below. So the couple agreed and were married with speed, and soon to the church they did go. She's no longer afraid for to walk in the shade or to sit in the valley below, or to sit in the valley below. You will hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. God.
There we are.
God, that last note did for me.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
yeah. I introduced
there's earwax all over the room now. Oh,
a little distortion for you there.
Yeah.
I'll get this volume control thing right before I pop me clogs. That's for sure. It's been a lovely night.
It's been a smashing night, and thank you for everybody who's sung, read, or just turned up. And Natalia's still with us. She normally
Oh, she
has
is.
to go.
She's there. Hello.
She's sitting in the woods or wherever. But, yes, love it. So apparently we're going to have open mic for a few minutes. It won't work, Alan. It will be absolute bloody bedlam.
No,
but
the
we'll
recording
give it a
will.
try.
Yeah.
I'm going for a wee.
Are you going to take
good night.
Have a nice time.
We hope to see you all next week.
Lovely.
Good night.
Good night.